First of all, I too would like to thank everybody for coming and supporting our team, our program, and our school. 2009, it's a very exciting schedule. It's the most challenging schedule that in my 12 years that I can remember here, but it's exciting. First of all, I'm very excited about our young men. Our kids worked hard this summer. From spring ball until now, you know, they were challenged by all of their position coaches and to get ready for the season. We knew that this season was going to be a tough season and that we had to prepare hard. And Coach Brass, our strength coach, Cliff Duman, Kirk Woolfolk, I mean, all of our strength guys did a phenomenal job with our kids this offseason and getting our kids ready. We're in great running shape, but now we're going to get ready for football. You know, you don't play football in shorts, and so we're going to get ready and hopefully prepare every day the best we can to get ready. But it's an exciting time, and again, I want to thank everybody for coming.
Questions? Adam?
Adam Natina, GoMids.com. Coach, you talk about the schedule and how difficult and challenging it is this year. Does the bar get raised even higher for this program to the point where a Commander-in-Chief's trophy is no longer, you know, the end-all, be-all of the season with the teams you're facing in the schedule?
Our goal is always to win the Commander-in-Chief trophy. That goal will never change. And I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting from the standpoint of who we get a chance to play against. As you look at our kids right here, we got 2 kids from Atlanta, 2 from Texas. You know, I think all of our kids, when they came here, wanted a chance to play against the best and, you know, to challenge their skills versus Big Ten, ACC, SEC, whoever. And so our kids are ready. They've worked hard. We got great football players. But the bar has always been high, Adam. I don't know if the bar has ever been lowered. Our goal always will be to win the Commander-in-Chief trophy. But the other games that come along with it, go on the field and compete and see what happens.
Wags.
Bill Widener from the Capitol in Annapolis. Kenny, and then maybe Ross could follow up, but can you talk about opening against Ohio State, how difficult that is? I mean, that's a game where it could challenge you physically, and then you've got to try to come back and play other games afterwards. I know it's exciting, but tell me your thoughts on that as an opener, and then maybe Ross could follow up with his thoughts as well.
Well, it's definitely going to be a great challenge for us, but just like every other season, you have to prepare. I mean, you can only lift so much, run so much, watch so much tape. I mean, all we can do is prepare. We know who our opponent is. We've known for the whole summer. You know, we just get ready. But, you know, whoever we play, whoever that opening game is, from the first game, even to our last game against Army, we're going to try to beat everybody. And all you can do as a football team, as an athletic team, as coaching staff, you just get ready. You prepare, you get ready for the game, and you roll the ball out and see what happens.
Just to echo what Coach Niemann said, I mean, we're extremely privileged to play a team just with the caliber of Ohio State and to get a chance to just go to the horseshoe and all that. And so we're excited about the opportunity. And I think, just as Coach Niemann was saying, regardless of who the opponent is, we got to prepare the same every week. And just within Ohio State, you just got to prepare that much harder. And I think it's an awesome opportunity, and we're excited. We've been looking forward to the first game, but again, it's regardless of who they are, we're going to prepare the same. So.
Hey, Mike Fratto, Washington Times. This is for Ricky. I mean, last year, I mean, you went from a backup and then you started a couple games, and you're kind of back and forth. Had your mindset changed at all now that you are like the quarterback going into the season?
I would say kind of, but not really, because Coach Niemann told me last year, sort of at the beginning of the season, to always prepare as a starter. And the only thing I can say that changed is the fact that I am a starter now. So the preparing is still the same, because I always try to prepare as a starter, and now that I am the starter, it's just, you know, I just got to try not to put myself under too much pressure, because doing so will only drive me into the dirt, because if I put myself under a lot of pressure, then I try to become somebody that I'm not. So.
Coach Jasper will put enough pressure on him, so he'll be all right.
Dave?
Dave Osiello, GoMids.com. Ross and Wyatt, is there a different feeling going into this season for the defense to lead the way? Are there any higher expectations placed on you guys since you have so many starters returning?
Our expectations have always been the same since, day one for Navy football. I know that we feel a lot more comfortable, since we do have, some good experience coming back. But, preparation-wise, we're going to prepare the same way we always did, whether, we were playing average or playing extremely well. Coach Green and all the other defensive coaches will always prepare us the right way. So
I think with all the experience we got coming back, it's going to be essential. Just the learning curve is that much steeper in camp, especially just we got a shorter camp than normal. We can't have any of those take a step forward, take a step back days, especially with 2 days. So we need to be getting better every day. But a lot of people say, oh, you got a lot of people coming back and a lot of potential. But, I mean, really until we do something about it and do something with this year, it's pretty worthless. I think potential is just kind of one of those sayings. So there's a lot of just – we're all going to strive together as a unit. We look forward to the year.
Adam?
This question is for Coach and perhaps anyone else who wants to jump in. I know one of the themes is always not getting complacent. Can you explain what it is, you try to reinforce to the players as far as how not to get complacent against Army or Air Force, and how to continue to, continue the winning ways despite the fact that, you do that on a yearly basis?
Well, I think for us, obviously we talked about our opening game was Ohio State, but more so than looking at the game or the games, I think it's important for us that we look at the process. I think we know how to get there, what we need to do in the off season. And again, I thought our strength coach did a great job of getting our kids ready. We know what we have to do. We have to be very demanding on the field. Like Wyatt said, defensively, our kids will be prepared, and our Coach Green does a great job. I know Coach Jasper and our offensive staff will get the offense ready. But more so than looking at somebody, the end result, I think it's important for us to look at the journey and the process of getting there. And I think it's important for us not to forget that. And we constantly try to remind our kids, we're not looking at the end, but how do we get there? And it's important that we leave no stone unturned. We don't cut any corners. We do everything that we can do everything with our due diligence to make sure that when we step on the field, we've done all we could. And then you let the chips fall where they may. And I think that's what we've been doing for the last 7 years, just to make sure that we are doing everything possible, everything with a detailed plan. And then you just go. And it's been successful for us.
And also that, Coach Nehemiah and Coach Green and Coach Jasper have always told us that we represent something more than just a football team. Whenever we wear this Navy jersey and it says Navy across our chest, we represent a lot of people watching us from thousands of miles away. And never get complacent about that. It means get better every day. We represent something more than just a football team, and we take pride in that. So I feel that, the coaches have always taught us that mentally and physically, that we have to go out there and get better every day.
Kevin Dunleavy, Washington Examiner. Both Ken and Ricky, you've had so much success in the ground the last few years. Now you've got new skill people. Are you confident that that can continue?
Well, we're going to continue to do what we do. Obviously, Ricky has got some skill sets for us that is definitely going to help us in the passing game. Now, we're not going to turn into Texas Tech or anybody, but probably throw the ball a little bit more. But we know for us to be successful, kind of along the lines what Adam talked about and staying successful, we know we got to run the ball. And there's a whole plan behind of why we're trying to do it and what we're trying to get accomplished. Our stuff isn't for the bells and whistles and all the things that might, look fancy and stuff. We just want to win games. And we know for us, we got to run the ball. And so we're going to try to continue that.
And as much as I would love to pass the ball every down, but I know that the school and the tradition that I came to is a run option attack. So I'm not getting myself psyched up to be let down or any kind of way like that. But in doing that this summer, I think a lot of us have prepared to continue the tradition. A lot of guys been working hard, been working up to become familiar with each other, and so we can work together as far as moving forward in this option, so we can try to continue the tradition as far as winning the rushing titles and all of that.
If I may say one thing, when Ricky was a freshman, we used to call him backdoor Ricky. Whenever he used to drop back for a pass, he'd just sit backdoor and he'd run. So it's been fun to watch him progress and the team progress past him.
For both Coach and Ricky, would you say it's fair to say there's a pretty decent-sized gap between Ricky and the backups? And if there is, has there ever been any consideration in the offseason of putting Ricky in a red jersey for any parts of practices? And Ricky, your thoughts on possibly wearing a red jersey?
If I could put a bubble around him, I would. I mean, just know that. Thought about that a long time ago. Yeah, we're not as deep at that position as we've been in the past. We got some young guys that we're very excited about. I'm very excited about Mike Stukel, but he's a young quarterback. He's got some ways to go to become a starter, but he has the tools. So having said that, not being as deep, the defense will have to be a little bit more ginger as they tackle Ricky this year. It'll be a little bit different in our scrimmages and stuff with the quarterback.
And then as far as the red jersey, high school, I was used to it, but then once I came here, wearing a red jersey it's a means to being hurt. So it's going to be different to being in a red jersey and can't be touched if that was to happen. And then as far as the gap, I don't know, but I remember that in high school coming up, we didn't have a quarterback behind me. So this summer, we've actually been working and everybody's trying to stay on the same level to get better. So just in case whatever happens, the next person will be prepared.
I'm sorry, Scott reminded me it's Chris Proctor. Sorry, I said Stukel.
Also, Coach, if
we don't use red jersey. It'll be a different color jersey. It won't be red. But
Also, Coach, if you put Ricky in the red jersey, it kind of takes the fun away because the defense likes to beat up on Ricky, especially myself. But
me and him, we have a battle between each other. I think it's 1-1.
No, it's not 1-1. It's 3-1.
No, it's not.
Wags.
Coach, can you give us a personnel update? I mean, you've picked up a recruit, so to speak, since the spring with Emmett Merchant deciding to play. Is there anybody who has left the program of note since then? And B, is there anyone who will not be full go at the start of camp? Mike Walsh, Matt Nietzschek, are they cleared fully after surgery to play?
Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of guys who've left that were in the top two deep, and I can't think of any. But as far as those guys go, Mike Walsh ran today, and so did Matt Nietzschek. But we got to be smart, with these guys. It's kind of along lines what Dave asked. These two guys have played a ton of games for us. We're just trying to get them to the gate. And so we already, as a staff, have talked about the number of reps of guys like that have been injured, that have a ton of experience, just trying to find a way to get them game ready, but also just we can get them to the gate. We probably hit more than most people. We just got to be smart. We got a 12-game schedule, and we don't have a break in between. So a lot of what we've been doing from now, a lot of what we've prepared for camp was with that in mind. We got to get ready for Ohio State, but we're getting ready for a long season. And so we just need to be smart on our reps.
Coach, considering some of the lack of depth in the secondary right now with Darius Terry being dismissed from the team, and this is for Wyatt too, if you could chime in here, are there going to be any personnel moves? And if not, do you expect maybe some plebes possibly to step into some leading backup roles or nickelback situation?
Yeah, we're excited about some of the young plebes. We like what we saw from in the spring from our veterans. I don't want to mention names of plebes because you always got in your mind who might help you, but you never really know until you put on the pads. But there are some young plebes that we're counting on to at least make the bus, get in the travel squad, and maybe get some experience, whether it's by special team and slowly going up. But we feel good about who we got coming back with our two deep, and we'll see who contributes from the plebes.
Well, being a safety, Coach Green and Coach Speed, they've always taught each and every one of us that, as a secondary player, you have to learn how to play every position that defensive back entails. I've learned how to play corner. Emmett Merchant's played corner and safety. And another thing about Coach Green is he'll play freshmen. So depth-wise, we're not really worried about that. At least I haven't really thought about it. But I think that we're perfectly fine. You know, we have some good freshmen coming in. We have a lot of talent coming back. So I think we'll be good. We'll be prepared.